Do you feel like people need to go to college in Thailand and also in Taiwan? Like, what are your thoughts on college?
Yes, I think it's like normal for people to go to school so that you'll have learning and knowing what do you like and what do you don't like it
True.
for your work.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much is school in Thailand?
If it's government school, it will be like 3,000 to 5,000.
That's baht?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if it's like private school, it's 30,000 above.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are the highest paying jobs in Thailand?
So the highest, since I was little, everybody told me that being a doctor get the most like salaries.
How much would that salary be?
300,000 to 500,000.
Okay. And how much does it cost to buy a house in Thailand?
Buying a house, if it's like just a townhouse, the little one, it will be like 5 to 6 millions.
Okay.
Yeah, bigger and go further. Yeah.
How many bedrooms would that be, you think?
It's like 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom.
Okay. What are the average expenses in Thailand, like in terms of housing, food, everything? Like, how much do you think people normally spend?
So my bigger brother, after he graduated, he bought his own like townhouse. So every month his salary is about 30,000, and that is like until the end of the month. Just left him like 1,000 baht.
And then food, how much is an average meal?
Average meal, if you didn't go to like a restaurant, just a street food, like pad thai something, it will be like 40 to 70 per plate.
And how much are you spending here? So how much is rent here?
So mine now it's 20,000 per month. For food, 100 and above.
For the rent, is it for a 1 bedroom or are you sharing it with people?
Nope, it's a 1 bedroom.
Okay, by yourself.
Yeah,
Okay,
by myself.
got it. And also you work here, right?
Yeah,
I'm curious if you're okay with it. How much do you make with your job?
I do as a part-time job. Over here, it's 1 hour. It's 180 NT.
And what do you do for work here?
I cooked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Thai food.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how much health insurance is in Thailand?
About 25,000 and above. In Thailand, we can choose
Like
our
tiers?
health. Yeah,
Okay.
our health insurance.
And then, for example, if you like broke your arm or something and then you had to go to surgery, like, do you know how much that would cost?
So if you have to admit in the hospital for 1 day, they'll give you like 10,000. And they'll give like only 20 times per year for you.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you don't admit, you just get sick or just a broken arm, but no need to surgery.
Yeah.
They'll give 3,000 and above for each cases.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it depends.
So wait, you're saying that if they stay in the hospital each day is 10,000? Is that right? Okay. And that's
Yeah.
including insurance?
Yeah.
How much are taxes in your country?
I just know that it's like 7% each years.
And it's depending on your income, right?
Yeah.
So what's the range?
My work at Thailand, I think it's about 20 to 30,000.
So when you say 20 to 30,000, you mean it's 7% for that salary?
Yeah,
And then like how high can it range to?
can be up to like 10 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 to 10.
Okay.
About that.
Do you feel like you save enough money?
Nope.
That was too fast. I'm just
Okay.
kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay. Do you feel like people in your country are spenders or savers?
So in my opinion, I think people there, it's more like a spenders than savers.
Okay.
Because they have like 想法 in English.
Yeah.
Yeah, 想法. They say like they find money so that they have to use it, not just save it. Yeah, something like that.
It's kind of like that's what it's for. Kind
Yeah.
of thing. Okay. What would you do with your life if money wasn't an issue?
Of course, I'll like build a house that no one's there, like alone.
Wait, build? Like
Build my own house, having dogs, babies,
Okay.
drinking beers. Yeah.
Okay.
And buy my dream cars.
Okay.
That's
nice.
it. Yeah.
Okay. And would you live here or in Thailand, or do you know where you would live?
If I wanted to, I want to live like 2 countries. If I can, I would have 1 house here and 1 house there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just like bounce back and forth?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 3 hours.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
What's the reason for coming here?
So I have my own business in Thailand, but I don't want it to export to Taiwan and China.
Oh, okay.
So I want to learn more and about reading and writing in Chinese.
Okay.
So I chose to come here.
Wait, say it's your own business or family business?
It's my family business, but now it's mine.
Oh,
They,
cool. Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, got it. So is it hard to start your own business in Thailand?
For some people say it's not, but some people say it is. So many foreigners go to Thailand and make their own business, and they say Thailand is the easiest place to like make your own business there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think money makes you happy?
Yep. When I was little or younger, I didn't work. I think like love is what like it's the happiest thing in the world. You doesn't need money. You can be happy.
Yeah.
But like now I'm grown up. I have a job. I have like many things going on, and I think money do heals me. Yeah, they can buy us a happiness, even though it's a short time, but it also means happiness.
Yeah. How much is your rent and how much is your cost on like food and stuff like that?
My rent is about 20,000 Taiwan dollar, and I try to spend about 600 a day on food.
Do you know how much school costs in Denmark?
Yeah, it's free.
Oh, wow. Like, so college, university is all free?
Yeah, it's free. Actually, you get paid to go to school if you're over 18, like depending on how much your parents earn.
That's amazing. So you're saying like if they earn less, you get paid even more to just go to school.
Yeah, exactly. But like no matter how much your parents earn, you'll always get a minimum amount.
So does that mean most people go to college in Denmark?
Yeah, most people get a master's education.
Oh, wow. Is a master's paid for too in Denmark?
It is, yes.
Okay, that's so crazy. Okay. Does that mean you guys are taxed really heavily in Denmark?
Yes, it's very high for 45%. But if you earn over a certain amount, you get taxed even more.
It's even more than 45 if you earn like a certain amount.
Yeah, exactly.
But then how about healthcare? Like how much does that cost and how much does the government cover?
Healthcare is free. There's like insurance, but I think it's not a sizable amount. So like other than that, most health expenses are like free as well.
So if you had like a surgery, like your hand broke or something, and then you went to the hospital, it's all covered?
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy. Do you guys feel like the government covers like a lot for you guys and you guys are well taken care of?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. There's still some more stuff that could be done. Like, for example, teeth are not covered if you're over, I think it's 25 now. So some people are also trying to get it covered. But yeah, it's good, I guess.
So I'm curious also, do you know about housing costs, like in terms of how much it costs to buy a house in Denmark?
I think it's rising, but like, I know it's in Copenhagen, it's pretty expensive. So like, other than that, I don't really know much about it.
Do you know what are the most high paying jobs in Denmark?
I know that actuaries are paid quite highly. I think it's the highest paid education or like college education in Denmark.
So how much does a high paying job pay in Denmark?
A few years ago, I think the average monthly pay was 30,000 kroner before tax. So that would be around 15,000 after tax. So I guess anything above that would be a high paying job.
Do you think money is necessary to be happy?
I think it helps a lot. Like if you have money, there's a lot of problems that can be solved very easily. I think it's pretty important. Like the quote with, "Oh, money can't buy you happiness" was originally meant for not being too greedy, but like you still need some money to live and you need to live to be happy.
Do you know the minimum wage in Denmark?
I don't think there is a minimum wage, but because the unions cooperate with like companies so much, everyone is guaranteed around, I think it's like at least 120 kroners an hour. One US dollars is like 7.5 Danish kroners, I think, roughly.
What about like waitresses and waiters? Do you know how much they're paid? And then is tipping a thing in Denmark?
Tipping is a thing, but not like it is in the US. Like I don't think anybody calculates to leave extra tip, but I think they're paid enough to live. I think it should be at least around the 120 and such. But like I think it's decent paying.
And when you say that it's not like America with tipping, is it like you put down €1 or whatever?
Like for example, if you eat dinner and it costs around 970 kroner, okay, I'll just leave $1,000 bill or something like that. Give a convenient round number because you think the service was nice, but you're not like taking 20% of the total cost.
Do you guys drive a car in Denmark? And how much is public transportation if you don't have a car?
So public transportation is not that expensive. Like a lot of people make use of the metro, the buses, and like the trains. But also a big thing in Denmark is bicycles. Like we have bike lanes only for bikes. So a lot of people, including myself, feel comfortable just using the bike to get anywhere. Like for example, when I went to high school, I like biked around 40 minutes to and from school every day.
So is it common for people to own a car or no?
Yeah, it's pretty common, but more so families
Okay.
to have a car.
So what's your impression on America?
I think my view is heavily skewed because like what I see about America is probably not how it actually is. But I think it's a bit sad that education is like behind a paywall. Like I feel like it hurts the social mobility a lot, that poor people will not be able to go get an education if they want to like pursue a better life. And I also feel like it's a bit of a shame that unions are not very popular in the US, and like some people are even afraid of the thought, because I think it's very important that like unions help the workers like communicate with the employers to like make everybody happy instead of anyone being exploited. But I also feel like you can't just force the Danish system onto the US because like the way of thinking is very different. Like I don't know how true it is, but like there's the whole saying of, oh, Americans live to work while Europeans work to live. And like the work to live is definitely like very true for me because I just plan on getting a job that I'm okay with and like earn a decent amount of money, and then like my life outside of that would be the life I'm living. Whereas I feel like a lot of Americans have like, okay, going for this position so that eventually I can go up to this higher position and then in 20 years or something accomplish my goal of becoming CEO or something like that. Like I'm not saying one is better than the others. I'm just saying that like they're different, and therefore you shouldn't like force the system from Denmark onto the US. Like I don't think it would work.
Do you feel like people in America need to go to college or university to succeed?
Definitely not. I mean, I got my PhD and I'm not really using it. I feel like if you have a goal and you can stick to it, then that's the most important thing.
What about in Taiwan? Do you feel like people need to go to college to succeed?
Honestly, it's probably the same. Like if you have a goal and, you know, a lot of things, you don't need a college degree for it. Obviously, if you want to become an engineer or work at a company and you need a degree, you probably need to. But otherwise, I feel like, yeah, you don't.
What is the highest paying job you'd say in America? And then what's the highest paying job in Taiwan?
I mean, a high paying job in America, from what I know, would be like 300,000-400,000 USD. I mean, obviously half of that is tax, so it depends. And then a high paying job in Taipei, I would say maybe like 100K USD. That's pretty high.
What jobs would those be?
That would be like a senior manager at a tech company, I would say. That's 100K a year.
Do you know what the minimum wage is in Taiwan?
So $1,000 US per month. Yeah.
Do you know how much health insurance is in Taiwan?
I think it's like 600 NT for a year or a month, probably like $20 a month or a year. It's pretty cheap compared to America. I think I pay like 400 USD a month in America.
How much do you think is necessary to make a decent living in America?
It depends where you live, but where I'm from, California, I think you need at least 80 grand a year.
How much do you think you need to make a decent living in Taiwan?
I would say a little bit higher than the minimum wage. I think maybe 1,500 a month.
So you've been living in Taiwan for a little bit now. Can you tell us a bit about your expenses?
Yeah, so rent, normal rent would probably be $1,000 if you want a good place. 700 for a studio, a very modest studio. And then food, each meal is about $5. So a month, I'm probably spending like $1,000.
Okay, do you know like about the bills with water, electricity, internet?
I think a lot of the studios, if you rent, like they include the water and the electricity. Some they will charge you for like however many kilowatts that you spend, but it's pretty cheap.
So how are people buying houses in Taiwan? Like, do they have enough money to afford a place here?
I feel like the new generation, they definitely don't. I know a lot of young people, they're just getting, even like middle-aged people, getting multiple jobs, driving Uber, Food Panda, Uber Eats, all that stuff. If they can afford, I think they get help from their parents. The mortgage here is pretty cheap, like 2%. I hear sometimes even 1.5%. So a lot of my friends are getting mortgage here and then buying houses here, but they definitely are not making as much return as the ones in America.
Do you know what the purchase price of a home in Taipei is?
I think it varies a lot. A lot of younger people are moving outside of the Taipei city. Like if you're inside the Taipei city, it could it could get pretty pricey, like even millions of dollars. Same with America. There's too many college graduates. And at one point, there were too many colleges, people having less kids. I think there are like 40% less kids than before. And schools are closing down because of that, because there's not enough students. On the flip side is there are way too many people with degrees from unknown colleges, and not all of them can get a job.
So most people here are actually going to college.
Yeah. Most people here are going to college. Maybe the trend is changing right now. I haven't talked to that many young people, but it was kind of the same in America. You're assuming, the boomers and the generation before us, assuming that a college degree is going to set you up nicely. But now I think even in America, the trend is trending towards that you need a master to even compete, or you need a PhD to even compete. But then, there's also definitely opportunity costs. You're spending so much time in masters in school, you become fixated on a certain type of operation. And, I know that people graduated after me. With the economy right now, they can't get jobs. They have to stay in postdoc.
If money weren't an issue, what would you do with your life?
If money weren't an issue, what would I do with it? I'd play basketball every day and play video games and hang out with my fraternity brothers and just do things that make me feel motivated. I'd probably still work to just keep my brain active and keep my body healthy and mentor young kids.
Do you think money makes you happy?
No, I see a lot of people still suffering. Well, I grew up in a private school, so I hung out with the elite people in Taipei, and a lot of them are, just another weekend I was talking to these people. Their conversation is filled with, have you seen the new Porsche, the Maserati, the wheels of my Audi R8 or whatever, they still have plenty of problems. So I feel like happiness is an attitude. Like, you can be happy when you're poor, or when you're rich, money doesn't solve it. I think you just have to be content with your life no matter how much money you have.
If your kid told you that they didn't want to go to college, what would you do?
You're going to show this to my parents?
I mean, I don't have to publish this.
Yeah,
if you don't want me to.
I openly said this at my family dinner, and my stepfather-in-law was none too pleased. But they don't have to go to college if they don't want to. But you need to have a solid plan for me to do that. If I kind of resented my parents for forcing me to go to PhD, but at the same time, I understand they were worried about me, and I had no plans. I didn't know. I just said I want to do business, and I showed them no promise. So if it's a kid like that, you make sure he goes to college and stay a few more years and find himself. But if it's like Mozart, he's at 3 and he's composing masterpieces, you should probably just let him do his thing.
So it's really interesting hearing everyone's perspectives on how much taxes are, how much people are saving, how much people are spending. If you guys want more videos like this, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe, hit the bell button to be notified of my latest videos. See you guys in the next one.